signature on.
Well, Miss Matt.
Hold on. I mean, $20,000 signature on that.
2020.
Yeah, signature though.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Gotcha.
Judge, this is Miss Giovanni Mack in 24 CF 1103. Speaking with the state, we're going to stipulate to a $28,000 signature on count one and $20,000 signature on count two.
Okay.
And Your Honor, just for the record, too, the reason why the state is stipulating that at this time is because we do have, in the case file, our victim advocate has reached out, and candidly, the victim had requested that the charges be dropped. However, with these particular charges, I would like something either in writing or having spoken to the victim directly, and I tried to call multiple times over the course of this week, and I haven't, so that's why we're agreeing to the signature bonds at this time, to give us some time to get some sort of written statement from the victim, or at least me personally talk to them
So it's 20,000 signature
on both counts.
on each count. Okay. And so the state is not seeking pretrial detention.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Mack, I am setting your bond at $20,000 signature bond, so you'll be able to sign out of jail. That means that if you fail to appear when you're supposed to or commit a new law violation, you'll owe $40,000, okay? So when will I see Ms. Mack next?
She set for the June 13th felony plea day.
Okay? I'll see you then, okay?
What's, I don't make any statements, just, you're going to get released, and that's, my card, just call that number, and schedule an appointment, and we can address that then, okay? Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Thanks, Ms. Matt.
Your Honor, at this time, maybe excuse, I need to go to the judge.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Thank you.
I'll be back at 1:30.
Okay.
Your Honor, this is Joseph Wallace before the court in 24 CF 1100. And I apologize, Judge. I always forget you have so much paperwork to do with these, so I'll pop
You give me one
back up
second.
and wait.
No, you're fine. Thank you.
AJ Gomez is coming out to you. He has a case with you at 12:30 as well.
Yes, ma'am. Now I'm with you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Apologies again. 24 CF 1100, Joseph Wallace before the court. This is a continuation from last week of his initial pretrial detention hearing. Quite frankly, Your Honor, as I've argued before, and I will continue to argue just for appellate purposes, I find these hearings to be unconstitutional because they basically stack the deck against the defendant. I have no ability to really argue anything in his defense at this point. I have a 2-paragraph police report, if you can call it that, that in my reading of it has a lot of missing information where there's a lot of gaps that need to be filled in. I don't see any statements from anyone. The state is going to be asking for a $100,000 bond. Given the allegations right now, that's all the court has in front of it. So in good faith, I have no real basis to ask the court to provide anything for Mr. Wallace any lower than that. But because the state is not actually seeking pretrial detention, we would have access to a bond hearing at a later date once I have some more information. So at this point, I can't in good faith object to the $100,000 bond. I just don't really have anything to argue on Mr. Wallace's behalf, nor do I even have any information about his prior history or anything of that nature. So I guess that simplifies things. The state's not asking for detention. They indicated they'd be asking for a $100,000 cash or professional bond. Your Honor, it does appear that a mental health evaluation was ordered at first appearance, or at least recommended at first appearance, but it does not appear that mental health pretrial services actually did one. I find those to be pretty helpful in determining a much quicker initiation of some things if it's needed. So I would just ask that the court reorder that if it was, or order it if it wasn't previously ordered, and that mental health pretrial services meet with Mr. Wallace before he's released from the jail to do that evaluation. That shouldn't hold him more than a day or two additional, and I think that information will be invaluable to the court and also invaluable to me in potentially getting him back before the court for a bond hearing.
Okay, hold on one second. Was it ordered at pretrial?
It looks like it was recommended, it's unclear if it was ordered or not.
I don't think it was ordered because usually when they put, like where the release conditions are, that's when they'll put mental health eval before it goes to,
Right,
set it on or.
So I would just,
I do see on the first appearance information, the mental health evaluation request, so that is ordered.
and then just, I guess I would just ask the court in drafting its bond, to just indicate that it would be either pretrial services to supervise or mental health pretrial services if deemed appropriate.
Mental health pretrial services, yes, ma'am.
Okay, just so that we don't get any holdups if they say he doesn't need mental health pretrial services or he's not appropriate. I don't want him to not be able to bond out just because of that.
Good, okay. To the state, what are you seeking?
That's correct. We're not seeking pretrial detention today. We would just ask for the court to order a $100,000 cash professional.
Okay. Mr. Wallace, listening to the state's statement, and we are just asking for $100,000, you know, the just in there, $100,000 is a huge amount for someone traditionally to get out of jail, so I understand that. If you'll just give me a moment, I'm looking at the addendum to the probable cause affidavit. I highlighted some things in there when I did my homework, so I just want to look at that a moment.
I could go and think why we think that's appropriate.
If you'll just hold on,
Okay.
okay? Okay. Again, I highlighted the sections that I thought were pertinent for today. I do find that that's reasonable, so I am setting your bond at $100,000 cash or professional. After Ms. Jaquit, does some research and gets some information, she can certainly come back to the court and move to modify that bond if she deems it appropriate, okay? So will I see Mr. Wallace back here on, well, he's got an arraignment, right?
June 13th at 1:30 is his arraignment date.
Okay, I'll see you on June 13th.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, that is all I have for today. May I be excused?
Yes, ma'am, have
Thank
a
you.
great weekend.
You as well, Judge.
Memorial Day, yay.
I know, long weekend. I think I'll even take tomorrow off. Give
Oh.
myself an extra long weekend.
Please do, you work very hard, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
I know.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
Congratulations, Crestview's very own Dixie Dan Powell of Powell Injury Law, for your recent jury verdict of